Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and it looks like we got our sell-off today. I was beginning to wonder when we started going back up, but it was just simply normal process here. As you can see, basically we did get the sell-off. We gapped down on the bad earnings and Apple as well from last night. And we gapped down, went down here to I guess you'd call that a triple bottom at this point. And we started rallying back up and put in an A wave and then a B wave and then finally a C wave. This one here, this fake print really had me concerned because it does not show up. I mean, it's not the opening print. It's nowhere near the opening print. It's not really exactly at that level there for the close either. It's a little bit higher. It's 1855 is what it is. So that has me a little bit concerned, because if you go back and you look at some of these prints, you'll see that they do fulfill and fill those prints within a day or so, sometimes intraday. Like here's one intraday. It continued up on higher, and then it sold off and it hit it going into the close. Okay, and then right into the close they also threw an upside print, which filled not the following day, but the next day on Friday. So this print here was actually on Wednesday's close. This upside print was, and then it got filled exactly on Friday morning gap, and then it went down. And then all these upside prints, as you can see, well, they got filled into the close as you went all the way up into the close here. And sure enough, you know, this next to last candle, this was the last candle, this red one, this last candle here on this 5-minute bar, they went up there and hit it. So there was where 1, 2, 3, 4, you had it, you know, it was all intraday stuff. Here was, you know, the downside prints, which were not filled that day. This red line is where I just happened to have my cursor when I took this screenshot. So just ignore the red line there, it doesn't mean anything. So anyway, so this print here, it did not get filled Friday, it didn't get filled Monday, but it pretty much just got filled on the opening gap down today, Tuesday. So that one took 2 days for it filled. And these here, I'm not sure about these here, but obviously they're filled too, because we surpassed them and went further. So maybe, you know, they didn't count like this one did. I'm not sure. Or maybe this one here correlated. I guess when you look at it, this one right here actually is exactly the same level as the open right here. So this one did get filled. And maybe this one here was to indicate how low it was going to go on the bottom tail or something. Not sure what this one meant. Maybe something else. I'm not sure. This one here going into the close, these two going into the close, you know, I'm not sure about those either, how they got filled, but certainly now we have another one that I'm concerned about as to when we go up. They are having little effect with this POMO. I think China surprised them. And this time period here, if you'll notice, it's just about 10 o'clock, just about on the money every morning that they come in and rally it up if it's being sold off hard, anywhere between 10 and 10:15, and it's usually over with by as late as noon. Some of these, this one here is around noon. That actual print there, I believe, is 11:50. So the high was at noon today. You know, over here, basically, I don't guess they needed any POMO money on that day, so they just let the shorts continue to squeeze each other. But it was over with pretty much by here, and then it sold off a little, and then it kind of went back up. Here was, this was like 10 a.m. I guess as well. This was about 11:30, I believe. So same thing here, 10 a.m., about 11 o'clock or 11:30 on this one, and it's over with. So they're always putting their juice in the market here to keep it from falling too far. And they are having, you know, less and less effect, as we can see. So that's a good thing. As you can clearly see, this one, they juiced it and it still fell down the rest of the day. But in going into the close, they must have pulled some more money out and said, hey, let's rally it some more. And so they did. So I think they got surprised here with the China deal with, I don't know if that was part of the cards or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, with them raising the interest rates 0.25%, which, might cause a currency war that people were talking about, which if they raise their rates, their dollar is going to bounce. And this is truly, this market's all about the dollar. If the dollar rallies, and it did rally today, if it rallies hard, then the market's going to sell off hard. It's just they're inverse of each other still. So into the close, we went down here, and this is another double bottom from off the screen right here, but it's another bottom as well, and we did bounce up. And so at this point, what I'm looking at is, and here it is, here's this area of support right here, and we did put some bottoming tails in. We are oversold now on the 60-minute here. On the histogram bars, we're oversold. We're not oversold here on the MACD bars, or not MACD moving averages, because they have not went down here and went down low. So what that simply means is, while this should go up tomorrow, it could dip back down and take two to three lower towers to work its way back up into positive territory. That would be putting in a positive divergence, as the market could continue down. So basically the market runs up a little bit as this runs up, and then this here kind of runs down more on these moving averages. You would see a turn here and this run up, and at some point roll back over. I don't know where, maybe the 50 line, maybe sooner. So that could run us up a little bit, put in some type of retracement wave, and then fall back again as it would fall lower. And the reason I think that that's going to happen is because of this longer term MACD here is still way up in positive territory here, and it's not went down any hardly at all. It is slowly starting to roll over, but so as it starts to creep down, this could have multiple above and below histogram towers, as it works its way up and down over the course of time, because this is longer term. See, 60. If you look over here, it's 65, 90, and 12, versus this one's 12, 26, and 9. So, but on the full stochastics, you can see we could turn back up at any time, and I think that'll probably be around 10 o'clock as usual. The POMO money comes in. Now, how high they get it, I don't know. I just want to put that fake print out there for you, because I don't know if we're going to get back up that high or not. I don't think we are, but you just never know. If they have control of these initial claims numbers that are out tomorrow, the initial claims, the continuing claims, and the Fed's Beige book. Come on, we know they have full control over that, and they can manipulate that any way they want. So, the charts say we got a bottoming tail on the 60. You can see it's got good support in here, horizontal support here. So you got a bottoming tail. You're oversold on the short term on the 60. Here on the 15 as well. You are pretty buried here on the MACD and the histogram bars and the full stochastics. You're buried on all of it. So this one's is definitely oversold on the 15, and it should turn back up as well. So this tells me that we should go back up for at least a wave 2, retracement. If you are to count here, I can actually count a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. If you call that a truncated fifth wave, or I'm not an Elliottian, of course, but or it could be simply a wave 1, a 2, and this whole wave that's coming is a 3, and we just had wave 1 down inside it. And maybe this whole move is just wave 1 down inside it, and tomorrow we get wave 2 up, and then we get a 3 wave inside of this 3 wave. So this, as you can see, counting Elliott waves is very difficult, and trying to speculate on it, I just don't know. So if this whole move is done here with the wave 1, and you've got 5 waves in it, then we're going to do an ABC move up to do a wave B, or back up, or wave 2, I'm sorry, a wave 2 back up. In that case, it should go higher than this. Okay. If instead this is a wave 1, 2, and the start of a 3, then back up would be, or maybe this whole move was a 3, and then you go back up and you're with a 4 wave and then a 5 wave down. That's possible, but I'm not going to get too much into that because it's so speculative. I just don't know. Okay, I want to look at this daily chart. You can see we are kicking over, but we got this one red bar here, and I wanted to show you how it looked comparably to other time period that we got faked out before when we had a major top like this. You can see how much we ran up during this whole time, and we've done kind of the same thing here. We ran up quite a bit, and yes, we do have the crossover right here. We are touching, and we did go into negative territory right here on the MACD. But before it just rolls over and dies, here's what happened before. They had a sell-off like this, and then the following day they jammed it up higher. Then they sold off again, then they jammed it back, and then they finally dumped it. So we really haven't had that kind of stuff yet, and we're getting close to selection, and they are clearly showing to us that they are doing everything they can to save this market with this POMO money. They got it scheduled out all throughout the next week or two. So, and they're putting more in than they put in a long time. So they know that it's not having the same effect. At some point, that money will not matter. It will fall. They are just delaying the inevitable. It will fall. When is the question? Will it be this week? I said this week would be choppy, and so if assuming we don't continue down tomorrow morning and just stay down, I'm expecting, under normal circumstances, I expect a pause day where we just trade sideways and just put in a bear flag. But because it's a POMO day, and because they have control, a lot of control to manipulate the initial claims and continuing claims, and the Fed's Beige book, I believe they're going to fudge all those because I don't think they got any major earnings companies out besides, Wells Fargo is out tomorrow. So maybe they give those guys a call. See, I don't think they have as much control over fudging the numbers from the individual companies. I'm sure they make phone calls to them and say, hey, lie, give us good numbers. But I just don't think that they have as much control over that as they do other stuff. So the main things people are going to be focused on are those claims numbers and Beige book. And I think they'll make them sound good and rally this market back because they clearly do not want it to fall right now. That's just showing up by what they did today. They are not wanting this thing to fall. So here's the weekly. If they're going to take this up into the end of the year or until next year, and it is possible, then they could come down here again and find support right here on a weekly basis around this, just above this 1100, 1115 or something, I believe it is. We've talked about that on the weekend video. Monthly, or that's a daily chart. As you can see, a little better chart. We are rolling over, but just don't be shocked if, here's a little one right here showing more. Don't be shocked if something like this, we don't have one more big up day tomorrow, and then it finally die. They don't want you bears to have any money, so they try to squeeze you out any way they can. They've got that opportunity tomorrow with the short-term charts being oversold, with this 15-minute ready to roll back up, with this 60-minute putting in bottoming tails ready to roll back up. They do have some power there to be able to roll this thing back up. So, that is a big concern, obviously, and I don't doubt that they are going to try to do that. So I think this is the wrong page here. But same thing here on the 5 minutes, way oversold. I think it was this one I wanted to show you, the 30-minute chart. But same thing here, if I can ever find it on the 30-minute chart. Again, oversold, if you can believe that. I know that's hard to believe, but we're oversold on this 30-minute chart. So oversold in the 15 here, and 60, and where is the 30? So Anyway, under normal circumstances, folks, what I am looking for under normal circumstances, I'm simply looking. Okay.